Like as soon as I cracked the throttle, the turbo was like... Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back. I hope you've enjoyed the latest content. If you haven't gotten merch, definitely get some. The Suicide MX-3 has been running great. Whole engine and turbo setup and transmission setup has been in this car for over a full year. This has never happened before. That is awesome. What is gonna happen today is I'm pulling this all apart. I have a new turbo kit for it that I made. I'm going for over 600 horsepower. The whole thing is gonna be completely changed. I've already got those made. I've already made them. Go click that if you want to see the new turbos. They're insane. So I want to pull this engine out and I want to epoxy the block because I have built this engine. It's fully epoxy block. I built this engine. It's also fully epoxy block. Fully built rods, pistons, everything's good to go. I'm waiting on a ring for that one because I accidentally broke one. But I've got time to now pull this one out and epoxy it. This motor runs and drives great still. I'm gonna take it out, do a full leak down and compression test and everything, and before I take it apart, I'll know what needs to be done, if anything needs changed. So pull the engine out, epoxy the block, do anything that needs to be done to the engine because it's been beat on for a year, put the turbo kit on it, put it back into the car, start it up. So the first thing I did was drain the coolant, and look at it guys, it kind of looks head gaskety. You see how there's a little film of oil on the very outside, all black? That's very weird because the car ran good, never overheated more than 5 times. But yeah, we'll see what the head gaskets say. I'm glad I'm actually ripping this apart because now I'll find out what is that color coming from. So yeah, look. See how it's like more black on the top? Head gasket looking like, boys. Yo, we got it out already. I did it in an organized fashion so everything's not broken and good to go. So I can just take off the wiring stuff all on the engine stand and everything, so that'll be awesome. Peace out, boys. So what I'm gonna do is take the tranny off and then just start taking all this crap off. So I'm gonna do a compression test, and I'm just gonna basically cross wire until she starts, or cranks over. And we've got good compression. I checked them all, so we're ready to rock. Okay, the motor's on the stand, ready to go. I just got to literally take everything apart. Let's go. All right, guys, things are apart as far as I need to take them. So I'm going to be epoxying this block, and I'm gonna update you on what I found on this open engine block. So everything looks perfectly normal. The cylinder to wall clearance is very, very large, but I knew that in the first place. So these are standard replacement Wiseco pistons. So they're good pistons, but the cylinder wall clearance is too big. It's obviously working really good because this ran all season. And I checked the compression today. Compression was bang on, as the exact same as when I first rebuilt this engine. I've compression tested it 7 different times throughout this year, and it was all pretty much the exact same. It would go up and down depending on what fuel I was running, because E85 cleans things up and actually helps clean the carbon out. But look at this, ready to rock here. I'm gonna clean out the actual outside of the cooling jacket. I'm gonna tape it off, do the same thing I did in the video. I epoxied the other blocks, and I'm going to close this deck. So if you haven't seen the other video with the epoxy deck, this is going to reinforce the bottom end tremendously, because it's gonna close the top end of the block. And that's basically all I did. The only reason why I took this thing apart is to epoxy this, because I'm gonna be pushing another 100 horse, and I do kind of think that this is a weak point. So it won't be a weak point once I epoxy it. So I'm literally gonna just do it. I need to get this thing done and back together ASAP with the new big turbos. All right, guys, I have a major confession to make. Behind me is a fully complete engine that I did that is ready to go into the Suicide MX-3. I actually just compression tested it and it came out good. So I know it's gonna go in and fire right up. So that is sick. But what happened, I was going to do this whole video for basically swapping this engine to this one, because this one's fully epoxied. This is the 2.5.5 engine. So this is a bored out engine with epoxy, brand new pistons, new or used powder rods. So like this thing is gonna be awesome. Same heads that were on this engine that was in the Suicide MX-3. But anyways, the reason I couldn't film it all is because I got a new job and I had to work 2 jobs for a week. And I only had like an hour or 2 after work to come and work on my car. Like literally this place is a mess. My car's on an angle, like nothing looks in order. But I have brand new EGTs in this. This is the set of headers that I made on the previous videos that I've changed the flange. This is the new turbo. I got my drain worked out, the feed worked out. The only thing I'm gonna have to do to actually boost this engine is weld this to my existing intercooling setup that goes to here. But I'll do that once the car's in, and then I can mock that up, and it's pretty simple. But first, let's hear this thing run. All right, I'm gonna just drop this thing in, guys. Let's do it. So if you wanna hear about my new job, my job was building NASCARs, and now I build like 600 horsepower race bike turbo kits and build the motors, put them together and dyno them and dyno tune them. So I have a very sick job now. I think it suits what I do. I'm very happy. My boss is sick, and I can't wait to go there Monday, to be completely honest with you. Engine's in, look at that. So my first problem is my muffler setup that I had for the old HX35. This turbo is smaller in actual size, but this is a bigger horsepower turbo. But look how far away. So I'm gonna have to see if I have some 3-inch here and weld another piece in. Look at what we got here. We've got a muffler on the new turbo setup. That is sick. So on first fire up, it's not a big deal if I rev it to 5,000-6,000 RPM to break in the engine. I don't really want to piss off the neighbors, so let's see if she's gonna start. So there's no spark plugs in it. When you first start up an engine, you always want to crank it over a bunch, get oil throughout the whole engine. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put my plugs in, my wires onto it, and see if she starts. What was that noise? Oh, those are my coils firing, I bet. I'll turn the ignition off. Definitely my coil's firing. All right, now I'm gonna put my plugs in and give her. Okay, the moment of truth. She's primed, she's got plugs in it, she's got wires on it. Let's see if she runs. I'm going to see if she runs. Simple as that, guys. Let's go. Let's see it. This is live. We're live. All right. I'm going to prime it again just by cranking it. Oh, the compression sounds amazing. Let's go. She's running rich, Jesus. She runs, but holy. Smoking out the shop. That's good news though. That is good news though. Okay, why is it running so rich? Oh, I've got vacuum leaks. That's one reason for sure. Yo, the compression sounded amazing. So this is a 2.5.5 engine, so this one literally is a larger displacement engine as well, and I could hear it just by the sound of cranking it. Okay, attempt 2, no leaks. Let's see what happens. Much better. Honestly, it's still running mad rich. Why? So I got my vacuum line 2 here. And that goes to here. I capped that line that was leaking. All the vacuum lines are on. Maybe this thing literally just runs different because it's that much of a bigger engine. I have no idea. There's always something, like these cars, or this car always makes it as difficult as possible for me. So I'm gonna take a bunch of fueling out. All right, I'm gonna take a whole bunch of fueling out of here. So I'm literally going to take out like 30% fuel, 0.7, yeah. turbo sounds very different. That's wild. the door and just rub the shit out of it, and then I'll be done. I'll let it clear out really quick, and I'll put my respirator on. It's nice I have a door on the back and the front, so it can clear this whole place out in no time. I literally have a breeze here. I don't know where my respirator is. Where it's supposed to be. Turbo's still spinning, man. That's sick. That is crazy how long that spun after I killed it. Okay, so the new epoxy block 2.55 with a Pulsar 770 turbo, G30 770. This is going to be wild. Like as soon as I cracked the throttle, the turbo was like, that was wild, man. Sounds sweet. So what I gotta do to finish this thing up and have it fully drivable is make this pipe fit here, because I have this new turbo, right? And it goes from a 2.5 and I have 3-inch. So I have an extruder. So it actually like flares out. So I'm gonna have to weld him on. And then basically guys, your guy's back in action. It's only been a couple weeks. Got the new boost control setup. This is superior to what I had. So I'm running a dual port gate. So I'm literally going to be able to run from low boost to high boost without changing springs. That's the goal. And this should make a lot of power. Bigger flange on this exhaust. Everything's looking good. That's all I gotta say, man. So I'm just gonna do all this. I actually might route the wastegate to the exhaust or do something. I don't know. It's kind of nice having it routed to the exhaust so the car's quiet when it's at boost on the street, because like this thing isn't supposed to be on the street, but whatever. I have some sweet stuff to put on that. An actual flex pipe thing so it can bolt and unbolt. So that's gonna be sick. All right, I'm just gonna keep going here, I guess. Or maybe I should end this video here. Yeah, maybe I'll end this video right here. All right, guys, thing runs awesome. I'm very pleased about that. I'm back in action. Spring's around the corner, so I got you. We're back. I'm gonna have to retune it. Simple as that. It ran so rich that like it was smoking, and like that's in my books very rich. It was like on the edge of that, like not like blue, but it was rich. So I'm gonna have to check all the fluids. I'm gonna change the oil filter because I just technically broke the engine in. And the next drive I will do intermittent like driving, like be as unpredictable as possible, like getting into boost, not cruising, idle. like then rev, and just do that for a while, break in those rings really good, because now's the time where they're gonna actually seat really good. The first startup, first drive, most important thing about an engine build. So I'm gonna just get this thing ready to drive it, and in the next episode, I'm going to probably drive it. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely get some merch, you know, help out the channel, help out your boy Ty. Let's go. All right, guys, have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe.